This right here is why you should change your brake pads. This truck's a used truck that I got just a few months ago, and boy, whoever had this before me never heard of changing brake pads. They have literally worn down to the veins. And for those who don't know, this is to push air through them and to allow them to dissipate heat. They are not, however, supposed to be touching the brake shoes. This here is the brand new one. See the difference? You know how much this costs? For this truck, it cost me 90-something bucks. If you were to change your brake shoes, you don't have to do this. And I'll tell you one thing, on a dually, it's a pain in the ass, because you have to remove the center axle piece and the bearing hub, which, this thing weighs a ton, bolts to this. Nice, huh? Now if I don't drop the thing and bust my hand, this is what you have to do to take it off. Nice, huh? And now I gotta reassemble the whole 9 yards again. There's the bearings, the nice little pieces. And this is a sealed system, which has oil in it, which I really should have used an oil pan. I am out of breath because I had to manually, physically, remove the bolts that hold the hub housing. This is ridiculous, and I am doing this on my cell phone, so it's very guerrilla. Alright, and that is the axle shaft. If you want to know how long it is, it's about 4 foot long and probably weighs about 10-15 pounds. It's not light. And I keep bumping the record button here. And anyways, if anybody wants to know, that's my new motorcycle. She pretty. She hasn't made me do this yet. Yeah. Loads of fun. And that right there is the bearing housing. This is the part you see if you take the hubcap off. And it weighs a freaking ton. And see here, when I was trying to take the bolt off, she snapped. So now I gotta deal with that shit. So boys and girls, replace your brake pads and you won't have almost $200 worth of repairs. And another thing that might be good when you're checking or buying a vehicle, to make sure that the rotors are not chewed through. I've learned my lesson. Just to give you an idea, that is the old brake shoe. Just to give you an idea of what your brake shoes should not look like. You want a comparison? Brand new. A little moisture from the top of the truck. And no bueno. No bueno. Bueno. Very good. That's what you want to see. if you ever let your brake pads get like this, prepare for a very, very expensive job for someone else to do this. Actually, it looks like it might even be bent a little, which I wouldn't be freaking surprised if it was. Yeah, it does look bent, doesn't it? Yeah, the other one's nice and flat. Swallowing the bug. But, yeah, see, nice, solid. Not so much. If you ever let your brake pads get like this and you know about it, I don't know what to tell you. This is stupid. Also, if you're ever going to do this job, I would recommend, let me get the light here, one of these. This Ingersoll wren is my best friend. Without this job would have been freaking impossible. Make sure if you're ever going to get underneath a vehicle, have an impact, or at least take care of the damn thing. This has actually spooked me so bad about this truck. I'm going to replace the entire brake pads. Hopefully, I don't find any more disasters like the rotor here. The rotor on the other side is a little worn, but for 250-something thousand miles on this truck, it's not that bad. It's not wafer thin. That's one good thing. Alright, well, there you go. Alright, last part. There you go. Brake, rotor, bracket, and caliper. And new shoes. Or brake pads. I know someone's going to correct on that one. But there you go. She's fully in there, fully mounted. Only thing I got to do is bleed the system, which I'll do that sometime in the morning because it's decided to rain on me. I'm cold, I'm wet, and I just don't give a shit. I'm also hungry. I haven't eaten in hours. Many hours. Actually, I can't remember the last time I ate. For some reason, I need to check the box, but this little stem here, the bleeder valve, had no cap with it. I don't know why. And you need to have a cap, definitely if you live where I live, where it's dirt roads. And you can get clay up into that sucker. You know what the nice thing is about a dually? Is if you do have to work on it, definitely under the rear wheel wells, the rear wheel wells are big enough to actually house you in it without getting completely soaked, even though my ass and my back is now getting nice and chilly. But everything else seems alright. I shouldn't have much more problems. And rear brakes are definitely engaged, properly working. Let me get my lard ass up. Anyways, this is the inside of my Dodge. The Dodge. Should be a stick. All real trucks have a stick. And let's see here. I'm going to pull the emergency brake. There we go. Holy crap. I love Florida, don't you? But anyways, she free spinning. Brakes are not binding. Ah, it's cold. I love Florida. It's December. And it's a nice, lovely rainstorm.